Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here. I believe this is the third day of my Spellbinders week, which I am enjoying putting these together. And yes, I just confirmed that with my schedule. So day number 3. So this one's going to be for the Amazing Paper Grace. Now, I have found that it's a lot easier for me to do the Amazing Paper Grace this way, where I just turn on my phone, start recording, and then I just start talking. Which means, okay, disclaimer, long video, lots of gab. Sorry, not for you. Keep going. Just saying. I just find it's easier for these videos because they are so detailed. I mean, look at these dies. And you know what? When you see them, you've got your sled. That's exactly what we are making. You've got this outer piece. You have the inner piece. You have for both sides. You've got some poinsettias. You've got the centers. You've got a present that you can make, some greenery. You've got the arms. This is one of those 3D vignettes like the basket. If any of you remember that, where it had like the fingers that came out and then you would put a flower on the end of it. That is how this is going to be set up. So I'm going to take care of all of my cutting first, and even some of the flowers, the poinsettias. It does take a lot of those, so I'm going to get a lot of those done as well, so that when I come back, all of my cutting will be set. And these are the instructions that I'm going to follow. Usually you get a card with your kit. And this is what I'm going to follow. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to put this together using these instructions and all of our pieces that we've cut. So I will be right back. Okay, and we are back, as you can see. So I have all of my pieces. I went with a grayish brown and pink with gold color. And then for my poinsettias, I went with the white where the green and the pink is in there, and then a darker pink, and then a pink and a white. So you can see all of the poinsettias that I've made. So I'm just going to put them there. So I will show you how I made the one, but we're just going to start gluing our pieces. And again, this is our first piece that we're going to glue, and then that is going to sit right on top of that. And then these pieces will actually fill in. So this will go there. So now that I know that, and then you have, this piece will go there, and then this piece will sit in there. Okay, so we are going to start gluing our pieces. Now I'm just going to take these and move these for this, because then I know where they are. Now there are not two sides of this, so you will take one of them and flip them over. So you'll be working on the wrong side. All right, so let's start with this. So lots of gluing, but I just want you to see how this is going to go together. And again, it works best if you use dots for your glue when it's something this intricate. All right, and now I'm just going to set this right on top of my pink. And I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure on that. When it comes to the gold foil paper by Spellbinders, I love it. I love the brilliance of it. But it is foiled on both sides, which I do like. You know, just in case something needs to be two-sided. You can have that image going through, but it does take a little bit longer to dry and to grab a hold of what you're trying to adhere down. I'm going to put the embellishments in place. So that's the first one. And you can see it just lifts up. So you've really got to just push that down until your glue grabs a hold. So you definitely want a glue that grabs on quick, if that makes sense. And you still don't want to put a lot, but you think you do, but you don't. All right, I'm going to put this one right here. And what's what the amazing thing is, when it comes to these pieces, there is embossed areas on the sled itself. So these areas are identified for you to where they need to go. Just remember that some of these will come up off of the sled, like that one there. You've got these beautiful tails that are going to come through. So I'm just going to turn that because that is going to nestle right next to that. And then I'm just going to put some pressure on that so that it stays. And that's what that looks like. Absolutely gorgeous. And now I'm going to put this piece right in place. Now for this piece, you're actually going to nestle it right up in there so that you have this border down here. So this will push all the way up. Oh, I hate this glue bottle. I really do, guys. I think these are the worst things in the world. I think they do absolutely nothing. Okay. And again, I'm just going to nestle that and just push that up so that it's right in line there. And again, just putting a little bit of pressure down onto that to hold that in place. And with all of those layers, this becomes very strong and very solid. So that is the one side. So I'm going to do the other side and I will be right back. Okay, so you can see we have our two pieces of our sleigh now put together, and they will sit like this. But I am going to set those aside. I want to show you how I built my poinsettias. Now, these are very similar to her cinch and go flowers. I can never pronounce that correctly, which are great. Now I'm going to set those aside too. That's just the greens, because you can use a piece of wire with a glass bead to go through these holes, or anything that you like. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to use my tool. Now this is an insert to one of the Spellbinders tool-in-ones, because there's all kinds of choices. I just haven't put it in my other one. I can keep it separate. And I rub along the back. I go up each of the petals. So you can see it's actually turning in on itself. And I want it to do that. And now I'm going to push each of these. And then when I swirl in the center, it curls up even more. Then what I'm going to do is I turn each of them over, and I just push down and I keep tapping until it comes down, and I lightly swirl in the center until it starts spinning. The spinning part just tells me that the points are no longer catching on the foam and that it's curled itself up. I'm going to take my glue and put some here, and I'm going to put some here. And my tweezers become my friends, and I'm just going to set that there. And then I'm going to set this one just a little bit off center. And then I take this tool again and I push down so that the glue gets in there. And then I start turning this. And then I throw my flower. And then I just put a little bit of more glue in the center. And I'm going to pick up my gold gem. And that is how I built the poinsettias. Now I just used dye and my finger daubers, my finger sponge daubers to put that color on. Nothing specific, nothing fancy on that. The next thing that I want to work on now, I have my flowers done, my greens are ready. So this here is the vignette piece, and you can see that it's scored. It's the beauty of the Spellbinder dies with their scoring, and I'm going to fold along that score line carefully. And I'm going to set those aside as well, because you do need 2 of those. So now we're actually working on what's going to make those arms come off. All right, now the beauty of it with these dies, this is number 1, this is number 2, and that's number 3. Not sure if the camera's picking that up, but it's actually embossed into the cardstock. And then for each of these, like the short ones, are number 1. So the first one is number 1, so you're actually going to adhere that right into that spot. So, and that is what I've got glue all over my fingers. As I said, my tweezers become my friends. So I'm going to put some glue down on each of these. And let's see if this will pick them up. Oh, yes. And then I'm just going to set them right in place. So I'm extending these arms on these pieces. And that's what you want to do. And we're going to do the same thing with number 2 and number 3. So I'm just going to put my glue down, get that ready. And these here are my number 2s. How do I know? Because it's actually imprinted on these as well. And I think I picked up the wrong one. All right. So that's number 2. That one is number 2. And we're just going to keep on attaching these until we have them all together. And we'll put that one down. And then we just have this last one. And now all of the number 3s. So what we're creating are just the fans. And again, this is something that the flowers are going to sit on. So very simple. very quick. And you need 4 of those. Now, what we want to do now is put these arms into place. So we're going to put the one side in, and again, there's a notch. I like to come in from that side, just poke it through, and then carefully wiggle that through, and then make sure you pull it down, because then that locks it in. We're going to do the next one, and then angle it up. Next one, angle it up. Next one, angle it up. So now that one side is in. Now, before I go any further, what I'm going to do is I want to put some small strips of tape on this, because liquid adhesive is not going to work. So I am going to just put that there. And I'm going to put that on that one. And I'm going to do these as well, because these are about to go on to the other side. And believe it or not, we are almost done with this piece. It's very quick, very simple to put together. All right, now we're just going to bend those back down just so that they're bent. And now what we're going to do, we're going to put the other side in. Same thing. Now we need these edges here to point in, not out. We need them to come in. So I'm going to do the same thing. Come in, push it down. I'm going to grab the next one. And remember, it's paper. It will bend. Just don't be too forceful with it, because you don't want your paper to rip. But it's okay to, you know, manipulate that in there and bend out that last piece. And then just angle her up. There we go. So now we have these set. And you just want to make sure they're even. And now that looks like that. So, pretty simple. Now, when we set this, you want to make sure, so if I look at this, so I'm going to put this one down. So if I set this, now again, this picture will show you, see how it shows where it should go. All right, so you're going to look for these markings. And where you're going to see that is it actually kind of rounds itself with the piece that you have on the other side. So what do I mean by that? It's actually, if I take this and place this here, it's actually lining up with your gold piece on the outside. So if I take this and put this here, and if I put that there, that's what it's doing. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, I'm taking my nail and I'm just digging it through the cardstock right near the gold. And now I've got a mark sitting on the other side. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to peel my release paper off carefully, making sure it's just the release paper. Now, my head may come into play here, but I'm going to look for those marks because unfortunately, it just covers up all right. Now I think so I got that. Now I'm going to grab my paper creaser, and what I'm doing is I'm pushing on this edge because this actually turns, and I want to push down on those edges so that I get that burnished onto the paper. And now I've got a good seal going on there. So you can see it's flush along there, and it's kind of angling out here. So it's moving those forward. Now the fun part is to get this one on. Yeah, no. But we're going to do this. So I'm going to remove my release paper again, carefully. Then I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to turn this one down. And I know that this one goes to the back. So I'm going to push that down. And I'm going to get my paper creaser to hold that. And then this, I'm going to angle it in and push that down right there. And I'm going to get my paper creaser right in there and just get that to be held in place. And there we go. So now we have the basis of our sled. Not bad. All right. So now, what you want to do is we're going to create our presents because you want to hide this and that is going to be done with this. So the first thing we want to do is put on our gold front. So these are supposed to be presents. Again, just a little bit of pressure. And we'll do the second one. And we'll put that on top again. Just push down, a little bit of pressure. I'm going to put some glue along this top and along this one. And I just did one way and one the other. So I'm going to clean that one off. And now we can do this. And this here is the top of the present. So I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to put my finger on that and just hold that for a little bit. Really got to have some pressure down on that so that the gold pieces will adhere to each other. There we go, and then we're going to do that to this one as well. Once that's in place, we're just really going to push down. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend these. I want to bend them, not push them out. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take a piece of this tape. And again, what we're looking to do is to hide these. So I'm going to bend that, bend that, bend that, and bend that. So now I've kind of locked them in. I'm going to pull another piece. And I'm going to put that to the top. And just one more, and I'm going to put it along the bottom. Very carefully. This is super sticky tape, and I honestly do not know the brand of what this is, so I apologize. All right, now I am going to carefully remove my release paper. Remember, I am release paper challenged. Just saying. Let's see if my tweezers will do better. Yes. And now we're going to take one of the packages and we're just going to set that right on top of this section. So I'm actually going to pinch it and then I'm going to press. So now we have the front in place, and you can see it just hides all of that. Now I'm going to do the same thing for back here. Again, making sure that my pieces are through, and I'm going to bend them. And we'll just have our pieces torn and ready to go. That one doesn't want to come through, so that's all right. We will pull it through. And again, we just put multiple pieces down to help secure. Right. I'm going to snip that one because that's a little too long. All right, let's use the tweezers again to lift off that release paper. That not so much. And same thing. We're going to match this down on the corner, and we're just going to pick that up and push that down. So now all of those pieces are not going to go anywhere. Absolutely anywhere, which is wonderful. Okay. Let's get these out of the way. So now pretty much we have this constructed. Now what you're going to do, you are literally just going to add your poinsettias in all of these different angles. Now you can go 2 by 2. So you've got 3 arms on 4 legs. Let's call them that, or bases, whatever you want to call them. So you can take these and divide them up. And you're going to have some on this side and you're going to have some on the other side. So for this, I use glue dots. Absolutely. Glue dots would be the only things that would work here. So I'm just going to dump a bunch out. And I'm just going to start putting them on the back of my flowers. Because, okay, we should move that. We'll just tip all these over. So yeah, so this is just a little bit different. You know, there's no cards or there's nothing that's sliding into this. So this is going to make a beautiful, beautiful centerpiece. It would make a wonderful gift for someone. Now I'm going to lay this on its side. And again, I'm only going to go back to 2 of them. Now, what I'm also going to do, because these are hitting on the center. All right, so these are going to go over here. I'm going to hit another one here. So the ones that are in the center, I'm going to get those set. So here's where we can have all kinds of fun. Now it seems like you're going to rip it. You're not. So I got that one in. Let's see, I want to get this one in. So now I got that one. Wow. Even glue dots are giving me problems. I'm just saying. And now we're going to get this one in. Oh, right there. So you can see just how full this is going to be. Now, the reason why I stopped is because I want to make sure that this is off to the side. So I am going to put a glue dot down on this leg of the petal. And now I'm going to put that right there. So I can still see what that flower looks like. For this one here, I'm going to come up a little higher because now I can take this and put that right there. So you see how I'm filling all of that in, and the same thing. I'm going to put another glue dot towards the top of the petal, and I'm going to push everything back and forward, and then I'm going to put that there. So now you've got this full look. Now I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to do the same thing. So now I have the ones in the center. Just going to get these backs pulled off. I like to put my nail up underneath them, and then they are easier to pull. Okay, so I want to put that one there. I want to put that one there, and I want to put that one there. just going to separate these just a little bit. Because again, I want them to have that space. And again, they're doing this because the glue dots are a little bit bigger than what I planned. And I'm not quite sure which leg that should be going on. Oh, that's why. Give me that. These legs are going all over the place. There we go. And now we have 3 more. Just going to push that down just a little bit. And on this one, I'm going to put a piece of greenery. So now I've got that there. Again, we're going to put that to the top so that I can drop this down a little bit. Again, I think I'm going to put a piece of greenery right there. And then we've got one more. So you can have a lot of fun with putting your flowers together. Creating your images. Oh, no, that's not even attached. No, that's just funny. There we go. And we'll add a little bit of greenery on that one as well to stop the stickiness. So you will choose, like I'm going to choose one side to be the good side, one side to still have decoration. But again, not so much. Going to put that there. And I'm actually going to push those two together. And then I think I'm going to put this one right here. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so you can see how full that looks like that. And then this is the other side with a little bit more of the greens. And then again, we can just get those to bend through if we want. Again, these arms in here, they will bend. They will go the direction they want. You just need to push them the way that you want them to go. But I think that is absolutely a beautiful piece. Something that will make a beautiful centerpiece for any table. Or if you are ambitious, these would absolutely make beautiful place cards for your holiday table. So I do hope you enjoy this. As I said, I do like to do these videos a little bit what I refer to as the live version. So that I can walk you through what I'm doing and how I'm doing that. I find it's easier. So again, I do hope you enjoyed this. This is absolutely a beautiful piece. It goes together in no time. Again, use liquid glue to do all of your securing. That's my suggestion. But then when it comes to putting in these side brackets with the legs going in between to create the vignette, I would definitely use a strong double-sided tape. So again, I do hope that you enjoyed this. All the products that I used, all of the clubs that are available will be listed down below, along with their blog, their inspiration gallery, because you can never have enough inspiration for any of the projects by Spellbinders, and of course to their shop. That will all be linked below. If you have any questions, please make sure they're down below as well, and I'll make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. Continue to enjoy your day. I hope it's a good one. Make sure you continue to stay safe and healthy as we together go through this journey, and I can't stress that enough. We are doing it together. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you ring the bell to make sure that you know when the next video is live. Again, everyone, take care of yourselves, take care of your family and friends, but most of all, remember what's most important for me, even if you do it just a little bit each day, always be creative. Till next time, guys, take care.